Throughout Dino Crisis, you are given the choice between going with Rick or Gail's plan for what to do next. There are a number of these choices, and in this video, I'll go through each one in sequence so you know what to expect. Before that though, here is a quick summary of how these choices work, as each choice broadly works the same way. First, Rick's choices tend to involve more puzzle solving, while Gail's have you explore more dinosaur-filled areas. However, though each choice can take you on a different route, there are no exclusive locations, items or unlocks to worry about missing out on. Finally, these choices don't have an impact on the story with the exception of the fourth and final choice, which can lock out an ending. But even then, whether you side with Rick or Gail, you can still see the best ending. In summary, I recommend going with Rick if you want to be more cautious and Gail if you don't mind going toe to toe with enemies, but there is no bad choice either way. That said, I would recommend some choices over the other depending on your playstyle, which we'll go into detail right now. The first route asks you what you believe in, to rescue your comrade or go in search of clues for Dr. Kirk. Unlike other choices where I can see arguments for both, I highly recommend going for Rick's route. Though both choices have you explore the same areas, each one does it in the opposite order to the other, and with Rick's route you'll be guided through with a little more story and fewer encounters, whereas Gail's is more challenging and confusing as to where to go next. Again, you'll go to the same areas and get the same items, but Rick's is a little more clearer, and so I'd recommend you go for that, especially if it's your first time through the game. The second choice is after a lockdown and has you either solve a puzzle with Rick or head to a location with Gail. Rick's choice is safer but takes longer, as the puzzle is quite drawn out and since it's based on memorising patterns, it can easily see you mess up. With Gail's, you're visiting familiar locations, and though it's more dangerous, there's nothing to say you can't just simply run past every dinosaur, and so if you're comfortable with doing that, it's one I'd actually recommend. The third choice has you source a stabiliser, either by building one with Rick or physically collecting one that's ready-made with Gail. Similar to the last choice, Rick's is longer and has more puzzles and involves visiting several rooms in sequence, while Gail's has you go to a location reasonably far away, but provided you don't mind dodging a few dinosaurs, again you don't have to kill anything, you just run past them, it is quicker and certainly less hassle overall. It's only the fourth and final choice that has any real impact on the story, which is whether you get to escape the island or go after Dr. Kirk. That's because it dictates which ending you'll get. I have a dedicated video on all this, which we'd link to above and at the end of this video, which has all three endings and their routes to make it as clear as possible where to go and what choice to make. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and if it was useful, please consider a like or a comment, especially as I'd be interested in your thoughts on which choices you made. Were you Team Gail or were you Team Rick? As you might have guessed, I was broadly Team Gail throughout, though I would definitely argue for Rick in that first choice every time. Anyway, whatever you decide to go with, I wish you the best of luck.